sáré fi sẹ́nu ilé náà ń chájì díẹ̀ báwọn. Etu bi da wọn kan. Sikẹ.
Hello?
Àbí chájà yẹn gan ló ń
For
ṣe.
this hotel?
Níbo ló ní kí n lọ?
Okay, go take it. I want me to go help you pick something for office with madam. No, say we not to get food. Go meet Samson. He go give you one code. I beg now we need them for camera. Use mommy moto. They call her now, sir. As I record this call, they call her. Alright, thank you. Sure, that's I go job. But yeah, call Samson. So call him before you go so that he no go climb up. He go rush one man downstairs. Don't call him. He don't call me two times. Once again, you are welcomed. Good morning to you all, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome to the private screening documentary premiere of Seen, Heard, and Included. This awesome initiative is by Let's Talk Humanity Initiative, established in 2015. Please, can we have a round of applause for that? 10 years down the line. 10 years, one story. Let's make it a bit louder. Can we do it again? Thank you all so much. My name is Aisha B, and I will be your host for this morning, taking you through the mission, the objectives, and once again, the screening documentary premiere by Let's Talk Humanity Initiative. This moment is special as we begin. I must appreciate each of you that are here with us this morning. As you know, we are all about impact. A decade of impact is what we have attached to today's meaning. And what they mean by a decade of impact is something more special. Let's Talk Humanity Initiative has been dedicated to access, inclusion, opportunities, and equality, not just for everyone, but specifically for those living with disabilities, those with visual and hearing impairments. That is something powerful. Please, another round of applause as we take that once again. You are all welcomed. Today is an exciting morning. We have activities, dancers, stories, performances lined up for you. And we want to make sure that it's a moment that you never forget. Once again, you are welcomed. Get ready to learn, see, and feel included. We are doing this today together. Whenever you see me with my hands up, I am also joining those that are interpreting sign language. This means applause. For those of you who are not aware, this is applause. Today, I am wearing a dark blue blazer with a white floral top inside and white trousers. It seems like the color for today is blue and white, and I had no other reason but to join in on all the fun. As we get started and we take on our national anthem, please just stay seated. We are going to take you on a fantastic ride this morning. Thank you once again. Round of applause, please. There we go. We're getting better. We're getting better. I must appreciate all the media houses present with us this morning. Global TV here in Abuja, News Central, ITV, NTA, and of course, our one and only. If you can pronounce this for me, if anybody can try and give me this name here, but we must appreciate each media house that is present, carrying today's story with us to feel seen, heard, and included. Please, can we have a bit of soft music as we prepare our guests for the national anthem? Thank you once again. Please, a round of applause. Today is all about inclusion and a decade of impact. As you can see, we are getting started here. But right before we take the national anthem, I want us to get a feel of who we are in this room. And it's not by only raising of hands that we're going to get this done. The game is called Common Ground, to find out what here we have in common. Perhaps you're a lover of dancing, and if you are, I want you to just clap your hands. Are you a lover of dancer? If you are, clap your hands. Let's see your applauses. Okay, we have dancers here in the house with us. Let's go a bit further. If you've ever raised or shouted at your siblings, please show us with a round of applause. If you've ever raised your voice at your sibling or screamed at her or him, let's see your hands. Please start laughing if you know how to cook. If you can cook, please begin to laugh. We don't have cooks in the house. If you are a lover of food, please begin to laugh. If you are a lover of food, let's see your smiles. If you believe in inclusion, let's see your hands with applauses. Clap your hands. If you believe in inclusion, let's see your hands. Clap your hands if you are the firstborn in the room. Wow, this is going to be a responsible group of people. If you can sing, please, can you clap your hands? We don't have singers in the house. All right. If you know you have ever overcome a challenge, please give us a round of applause. If you have overcome challenges, give us a round of applause. Give the person beside you a high five if you like sports. Give the person beside you a high five if you like sports. Oh, lovely. I even see the women who love sports. Now, let's look at our last borns. If you're a last born in the house, please clap your hands. Thank you all so much for indulging in that game. Please clap for yourselves. Beautiful. Thank you all so much. In our midst, the people that we are expecting, our prominent guests, include Honorable Bappa Baba Danguje, who's the DG of National Productivity Center. We're also expecting Alhaji Aminu Dabo, former Managing Director of Nigerian Port Authority. Please, as I begin to call these names, please give us a round of applause. Let's appreciate the fact that they'll be joining us here this morning to ensure that we feel seen, heard, and included. We're also expecting Alhaji Nasiru Ali Koki, the political associates of Dr. Abdullahi Danduje. In our midst today, we're also expecting Engineer Abubakar Usman, who's a political associate of Dr. Abdullahi as well. We are expecting with us here in our midst, and she's already here, a great woman of impact, Mrs. Uju Rochas Unwakuka. She's the Senior Special Assistant to the President in Public Health, and she's also the vocal person on nutrition in the Office of the Vice President of Nigeria. Please, a round of applause as we continue to encourage ourselves today. Let me see our applauses. Come on, you can give me more. Let's do better than that. Let's do that. We have so much to unfold this morning. As we begin, I have seen the founder of Let's Talk Humanity Initiative. She's here with us, Mrs. Fatima. And one thing about her is she does things to the very T. As we have her in our midst now, we would like to open today's program with the national anthem. Can we all rise for the national anthem as we open today's documentary premiere by the Let's Talk Humanity Initiative, an NGO focused and dedicated to persons living with disabilities, focusing on those living with visual and hearing impairments. Thank you all so much. You may please have your seats. Thank you so much for your participation so far. It's an exciting start to a beautiful day. As we still await a few of our dignitaries that we are expecting today, I would like you all to feel comfortable, feel happy. We want to see big smiles on your faces. We want to see joyous expressions, because today is not an ordinary day. Today is a special day, not only to celebrate the work since 2015 by Let's Talk Humanity, but also to premiere the documentary with the theme, Seen, Heard, and Included. Technology as a bridge to inclusive education. One thing about exclusive education, it involves others, irregardless of your ability. And that is why we are here today, to empower people with visual and hearing impairments through accessible digital learning. There is a school in Kano State, Nigeria. Please, can we all rise? Can we all rise for the entrance of our dignitaries here with us, joining us? Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for being here. Introducing Tudun Malikali School, and also introducing the DG to CLTC. We're also introducing Alhaji Nasiru Ali Koki. With us here, we have Honorable Bappa Baba Danguji, the DG of National Productivity Center. In our midst today, we are also with Alhaji Aminu Dabo, the former MD of Nigerian Ports Authority. In our midst today, we have Alhaji Nasiru Ali Koki, the political associate of the Dr. Abdullahi Danduje. In our midst today, we have Engineer Abubakar Usman, also a political associate of Dr. Abdullahi. Thank you all so much for being here today. We appreciate you. The DG of CLTC, Ms. Remisola Abiola, you are highly welcome, ma'am. And with that, we are ready to open today. As I've stated earlier, digital learning is something that should be accessible to all. We have to be able to ensure the inclusivity of those living with these challenges, and that's why we are here today, to be seen, heard, and included. That's the theme of the documentary that will be premiered today. It is something different and unique that Let's Talk Humanity has brought to us today. And I encourage each of us to indulge, to use our rounds of applause, whether with your sign or with your applauses. Let's give it a try one more time. Today's a day of applauses. We want to hear each and every one of us here, inclusive, together, and to ensure that there are equal opportunities for all of those, advancing disability and inclusion through education and assistive tea. If you look at our program of events, we are just right on track, moving forward. We would like to continue and forge ahead as we take on the welcoming address. But some of us were not here during our icebreakers, and I think it's just the time to try it again to see if any of our dignitaries will be interested to let us know who they really are. All right, I'm hoping that we are all gearing up for a beautiful day. Now, as we have approached the start of the program, we'll take the national anthem once more as we open today as the start and the ways to show 10 years, one story. Please, can we all rise for the national anthem? Thank you all so much. You may be seated. Thank you all so much. Today we are focused on empowering.
In a world driven by innovation, the promise of education remains one of the humanity's most powerful equalizer. Yet, for millions, access is still out of reach. Across communities, barriers persist. Distance, disabilities, conflict, and inequality silence voices that deserve to be heard, limiting minds that deserve to grow. But today, a new bridge is being built from digital classroom to assistive tools, from remote learning platform to inclusive design. Technology is reshaping what it means to learn, to teach, and to belong. It is not just connecting device, it is connecting people, breaking barriers and opening doors once thought closed. This is Let's Talk Humanity, a conversation where every voice matters, a platform where stories are seen, heard, and included, a movement exploring how technology can transform education into a space where no one is left behind. I am Kike Lomo Ukere, live at Let's Talk Humanity, and I'll be running the commentary live from Lake Child Greenfield
Journey
Hotel
of
in
10 years
Abuja.
of pushing
You're
for
welcome.
disability inclusion through education and technology. My name is Sharon Chairhemen, and I've been honored to serve as the head of operations for Let's Talk Humanity Initiative for the past 2 years. Let's Talk Humanity Initiative is not just a non-profit that is passionate about giving access, dignity, and opportunities to persons with disabilities. We are passionate about translating that compassion into action. And over the years, LTH has worked at the intersection of inclusion, education, empowerment, and technology. And our journey has been one of learning, unlearning, and continuously pushing the boundaries of what true inclusion should look like in our society. Today, you will not just be watching a documentary, you'll be watching the stories of changed lives. You'll be listening to a panel discussion reflecting the systems, the opportunities, and the roles that each of us should provide to create a more inclusive world. I urge all our partners and our team. I urge our team, partners, and our guests here today to participate in the program with an open mind, through the documentary screening, the panel session, and every single discussion we're going to be having here today. And it is my hope that at the end of today's session, we'll be able to have tangible feedback on how we can create a more inclusive world for persons with disabilities. Please note that on this note, it is my pleasure to officially welcome you to this documentary screening, a celebration of a decade of impact for Let's Talk Humanity initiative. And just before I came on stage, the most important people in our midst here today, the Tudu Maliki Special Education School in Kano, just walked into the hall. So I would like us to give a round of applause one more time to the students, staff, and alumni of Tudu Maliki Special Education School, Kano. Thank you to all our panelists, to all our dignitaries, to our friends who have traveled from far and near to be here. We hope that you have an impactful session. We're looking forward to conversations and possible partnerships after the event. Welcome to a decade of impact. Welcome to Seen, Heard, and Included. Thank you. All right, so the students, alumni, and teachers from Tudu Maliki School, if you can rise up briefly for recognition. Please, a round of applause for them. Thank you. You may be seated and we can begin.
Thank you so much, Sharon, for that. The head of operations and programs for Let's Talk Humanity Initiative. What a beautiful way to start this amazing day. I must appreciate each member of Let's Talk Humanity Initiative and the founder, Fatima Ganduji Ajimobi, a great missus, a mother, a visionary. When I saw her yesterday, I noticed that she is not only passionate about what she's doing, but she has futuristic plans. Please, a round of applause for the founder of Let's Talk Humanity Initiative. As we take on today and continue to see how we can become more inclusive, especially utilizing technology as a bridging gap for inclusive education. If you look at our programs, we have upcoming next, either our entertainment, where we're going to hear the FCT Deaf Troupe, or we'll take another address. Please, DJ, let's have a bit of soft music as we take on the next agenda for today. Once again, you are welcome. The reason why we are all today seated is bigger than what we feel, but is more about what is going on around us in our community. Once again, welcome to Seen, Heard, and Included. I must admit, today is a beautiful day to be here and connecting, seen, heard, and included. Persons with disabilities are our focus for today, and we must appreciate the work of Let's Talk Humanity Initiative. If you look back towards our program, where I would like to welcome the keynote address. And like I mentioned earlier, we have with us in our midst the Tudun Maliki School here in Kano, in Nigeria. They're here with us today representing, and we are here especially with their principal and the vice principal. Without taking much of your time, I hope we are ready and prepared. How many of us here are curious about what will be seen today? Okay, I see a few hands raised, but not enough. Okay, we're going to feed more into your curiosity, as I would like to welcome right away in our midst this morning. Without further ado, please, I would like to call on the Vice Principal of Tundi Maliki School, Mr. Ibrahim. Please, a round of applause for him as he takes on the keynote address for today's program. As he steps up to the podium, please let's continue to clap for him. Just encourage ourselves here today to feel inclusive. The work of a vice principal or any executive member in a school is not easy. Many of us here can't say the reality of an educator's life. Sir, you are welcome once again. The vice principal of Tundi Maliki School in Kano, Nigeria. The vice principal. Sir, you are welcome.
Oh, thank goodness there's a rest for my now. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على نبي الكريم ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. All the dignitaries here invited, I would want to mention a phrase that is being commonly said, all protocols duly observed, because I learned in my wide study that it is no right English saying all protocols duly observed. And I have to consent willy-nilly to that. And one other thing is, when I heard that my great personality of the millennium, the Khadim al-Islam, Alhaji Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, our past governor of Kano State and the past chairman of the great All Progressives Congress, is here with us. I feel as if I will develop a wing, flying straight to him and giving him a hug, a real hug. We really enjoyed your tenureship, sir. We enjoyed your tenureship, sir, when you were the governor of Kano State. And I'm extending my greetings to the Gwaggon Kanawa, the woman of great personality, the woman of great valor. So I begin my speech proper by reading thus: in the names of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. All thanks are due to Allah, the omnipotent, the omnipresent, and the omniscient, for witnessing this grand and memorable event. With my utmost prayer that as this spectacular event is already started successfully, which I believe it is, because many people are seeing something which is wonderful, which they have never ever seen before in their lives, so will it end in like manner. I want to warmly welcome all our important dignitaries, the likes of Alhaji Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje. My respect, sir. Your Excellency, sir. I like to welcome the Principal Director of the prestigious Special Education School, Tudun Maliki, by name Malam Shehu Saleh Nagari. And equally importantly, I would want to welcome all of my good friends, both teachers, students, and all other personalities with special needs who say they are not going to be left behind in witnessing this august meeting, I always crack one joke whenever I hear the word August. But, August is supposed to have been held in August, but here it is being held in April. August, but not in August. That's the joke that I always crack. Most importantly, I want to loud out my endless felicitation to Hajia Fatima Ganduje Ajimobi for successfully completing her master's degree, having meritoriously completed her studies at the prestigious King's College in London. I know she has taken lots of chips and chickens, or fish and chickens, the way the Britons did. I once went to Britain, attended University of Manchester from 2007 to 2008, and I know what it is for somebody to study in the United Kingdom. That is a great honor to our mentor. The generality of persons with disabilities owe a lot to Hajia Fatima for demonstrating her patronage to us in her blessed foundation called Let's Talk Humanity Initiative. For quite some time now, the foundation provided 20 desktop computers with Thunder text-to-speech software installed in each. In fact, Let's Talk Humanity opened doors for governments of states of the Federation and other NGOs to emulate the good works of Hajia Fatima Ajimobi Ganduje. Thanks, Hajia, for being the first before the rest in your foundation's humanitarian services. As I testify to us here of Hajia's good efforts to humanity, bi-iznillahi ta'ala, so will I testify to Allah Azza wa Jal to serve as prerequisites for her to gain bountiful reward. On Hajia, I would have given her the Hausa title, Jarumar Kulawa da masu bukata ta musamman. I say once again, Jarumar Kulawa da masu bukata ta musamman. Dan haka take, jaruma ce, ba wacce ta kai ita, insha Allah. I would not want to pray that we have many Fatima Ganduje Ajimobis around us, as I want her to remain unique. Anyone who is unique is always cherished and dignified in the same way that we cherish our Lady of the Millennium. I want the tale of Hajia Ganduje Ajimobi to be told worldwide, in that the international community will respect her and will equally respect our country of origin, Nigeria. Many people have been portraying negative impressions on Nigeria. For what reason, I do not know. But with such efforts of our great mentor, I know those who look at Nigeria negatively will, as English people say, turn a new leaf. Instead of treating the country negatively, they will resolve to treating it positively. I have a dream, as goes a catchphrase of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., that one day Hajia Fatima Ganduje's hand of assistance be extended to persons with disabilities will make the general public show much adoration to us, which will be devoid in all manner of the demonstration of negative treatment against us. I have a dream. I would want to say that the great Hajia is exemplary in her practices. Therefore, to compare her with Mother Teresa of India or Diana, Princess of Wales, is something which can never be done, because she has outsmarted all these aforementioned personalities. So, On the other hand, on the name itself, Fatima, when she went to the Maliki, and she was replete with lots of actions for we persons with disabilities, I promised I was going to name one of my children Fatima. And alhamdulillah, I did it. And the Fatima is a very brilliant Fatima. She has taken after our great mentor. So I'm so pressed for time, I would have to end, not because I really want to, but I thank you all for listening to me. And if I utter anything which is not on a par, I beg your pardon, please. I would say thank you and wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
That was the vice principal of Tunde Malik School in Kano, Ibrahim Umar Abdul Karim. We applaud the remarkable effort of Fatima Ganduje Ajimobi, whose commitment to humanity continues to inspire meaningful change. Through an initiative, there is compassion, leadership, and action that comes together to create real impact, especially in advancing inclusive solutions like the integration of technology for peace and development. Our work stands as an open door not just for government and states across the Federation, but also for NGOs seeking model worth emulating. We are witnessing is more than service. It is a movement that encourages collaboration, innovation, and shared responsibility to uplifting the communities.
FCT Deaf Troop. They're going to be doing something special for us this morning. How many of us can wait to see it? Hands in the air. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amazing. The energy is right in the room. Once again, we must appreciate all the work that Let's Talk Humanity Initiative has done, not alone, but in collaborative efforts. Well done to you all once again as we prepare for the documentary premiere of The Seen, Heard, and Included, all the way as far as 2015. Today we're going to see one story, all capturing 10 years. Isn't that beautiful? Please, let's give ourselves a round of applause. Are we ready, FCT Deaf Troop? We are waiting. Are we set? I've been given signals that they are ready, so we await your performances. And the DJ, are you set? They are rising. Please, as they begin to come up, let's prepare them. Let's have another round of applause. Today is a clapping day. As you know, they love to say, just moving your hands in the air is a great form of exercise. So don't be shy today as we take on these further elements of today's private screening and documentary by Let's Talk Humanity Initiative. And one thing I love about music, it doesn't really matter your ability. When it comes to music, everyone feels it, from the vibrations to the movements, the colors. And today we are here to witness that with FCT Deaf Troop. Are we ready? Please, a round of applause as they take center stage. FCT Deaf Troop. Exciting times. Thank you all so much. Please, center stage is yours. DJ.
Mr. Shakes on the beat.
No. All your enemies will be found with the Holy Ghost overflow. Holy Ghost overflow. Holy Ghost overflow. No. All your enemies will be found with the Holy Ghost overflow. Koboko, Holy Ghost, Koboko, Koboko, Oya, Oya, sing. Koboko, Holy Ghost, Koboko, Koboko. Hey, hey, Isaiah, Susanna, your Holy Ghost, Koboko, to block all my enemies. Sarai, Sarai, yes, Susanna, your Holy Ghost, Koboko, to block all my enemies. Sarai, Sarai, yes, Susanna, your Holy Ghost, Koboko, to block all my enemies. Sarai, Sarai, yes, Susanna, your Holy Ghost, Koboko, to block all my enemies. Sarai, Sarai, yes, Susanna, give your life. Everybody dance Koboko. Everybody dance Koboko. Mother, mother. Koboko. Mother, mother. Koboko. Yeah, Koboko. Koboko. Dorina. Hey, Dorina. Naru mesade. Dorina. Ubangiji da aiko da Dorina. Naru mesade. Dorina. Domin ya saka maki ne. Dorina. Addu'a ta gani. Isaiah, Susanna, your Holy Ghost, Dorina, ho, to block all my enemies. Sarai, Sarai.
We are witnessing a performance by the Deaf Dance Troupe in Abuja. It is a powerful expression of resilience, passion, and undeniable talent from the Deaf Dance Group in FCT. Every moment, every rhythm felt rather than heard. Tell a story that goes beyond sound. It reminds us that communication is not limited to words or music, but lives in expression, energy, and connection.
As they get assistance to exit the stage. Thank you, thank you. Please let's keep clapping for FCT Deaf Troupe. Great dancers here with
This performance have just transformed what many see as limitation into remarkable strength. Through discipline and creativity, they have shown that the humanity spirit adapts, rises, and shines. No matter the challenge, their performance is not just inspiring, it is a statement. Today, they leave us with a message that cannot be ignored. There is truly ability in disability.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much to all the dignitaries in our midst. We appreciate you taking our time to be here with us today. Thank you so much for making time to be here with us today as we exclusively show the documentary premiere of Let's Talk Humanity Initiative, sharing their journey of 10 years. Without further ado, we continue to take on today's program. As you can see, we have up next a panelist discussion. And I won't be the one taking you through that. We have a moderator here in our midst, a special woman, a doctor. I am truly inspired when I see women reaching heights of PhD level and furthermore, associate prof and the rest. As an educator, I am proud, but as a woman, I am inspired. I won't take much of your time as we introduce our panelists for the session titled Breaking Barriers, Building Futures, Education, Technology, and the Road to True Inclusion. Joining us this morning for that great session, and she will be inviting her panelists as well. We have no other than Dr. Rabio. And I want to read you something about her. Dr. Asma'u Rabadu is a medical doctor, a public health professional with a strong focus on women's health, magisterial outcomes, and community-based interventions. She is currently a resident doctor in obstetrics and gynecology at the Federal Medical Center, Abuja. Dr. Asma'u is the founder and executive director of Hope for Her Foundation, a woman-led organization dedicated to advancing menstrual health, reproductive health education, and access to core undeserved communities. Through these initiatives, such as Pad a Girl Project, she has reached thousands of women and given them education on reusable sanitary products and skills-based empowerment. Wow. Please, can we have a round of applause for that? What an amazing woman. And she's already rising. Please, let's welcome Dr. Asama'u Ribadu. She holds a Master of Public Health from the University of Glasgow, UK, and has received recognition for her contributions to healthcare, social impact, including the CEO Network Africa. Please, a round of applause for her. Dr. Asama'u Ribadu, you are welcome. Thank you for being passionate about building Nigeria. You are welcome.
Good morning, distinguished guests and esteemed dignitaries present. It's a pleasure to be here. But before I start, I must say, I'm usually at the other side, being a panelist, answering the questions, so this is a first for me. So be kind and gentle. Thank you very much. And beyond my clinical work, I also lead an NGO which advocates for inclusion, dignity, and access. So this particular conversation is very dear to me. Our first panelist is Mr. Obaoluwa Ajiboye, who is a founder and executive director of Tech Up Africa, a non-profit bridging the digital divide by delivering coding, digital literacy, and AI awareness training to children in underserved communities across Nigeria. With a background in project management and design, Mr. Oba has worked across the intersection of technology, education, and social impact, contributing to initiatives with organizations like the African Union, UNDP, and UNICEF. His work spans grassroots school outreaches to shaping digital public infrastructure policy at a continental level. Through Tech Up Africa's Tech for All program, Oba and his team have taken hands-on tech education directly into secondary schools. Please, let's put a round of applause for Mr. Oba as he joins us here. Our next panelist is Dr. Aristotle Onumo, who is an information systems security professional with over 20 years of public sector experience. He is an associate fellow of the UK Higher Education Academy and an ISO certified professional. He currently serves as the Director of Stakeholder Management and Partnerships at NITDA, driving innovation and digital economic growth. Thank you for joining us, sir. Our next panelist is Mr. Razak Adekoya, who is a global technical lead on financial inclusion at Sightsavers. He is a respected author, Ford Global Fellow, and an Ashoka Changemakers Scholar. He has advised global institutions, including the World Bank, African Union, and Save the Children International. He previously served as Speaker of the Nigerian People's Disability Parliament, and his work spans global brands including MTN, Unilever, Standard Chartered Bank, Diego, and Access Bank. Next, we have Mr. Victor Oricha, who is a deaf tech educator, accessible front-end engineer, and inclusive tech program manager at Tech Inclusion Enterprise. He is a passionate advocate for inclusive education and technology for persons with disabilities, and he works closely with deaf communities to deliver accessible digital skills training and mentorship, advancing accessibility and building equitable futures through technology. Thank you for joining us, sir. And lastly, the only female on this panel, the inspiring Mrs. Safia Waziri, who is a deaf mom, a student of biological sciences, and deaf rights activist. She previously served as the Senior Special Assistant to Adamawa State Government, Governor on inclusion for women with disabilities. She is a strong voice for accessibility and representation. Safia believes in the power of technology to break barriers and is also committed to advancing equal opportunities for all. Let's make way for her. As part of the theme today, I'm also wearing something in the color of blue just to commemorate with disability and inclusion. Thank you very much. And as we can all see, we have a clear wealth of experience and diverse perspectives here on this stage, so we can dive right straight into the conversation. I'll start with my first question, which is, what is the one misconception about inclusivity or disability that you think we need to move past? I'll take very quick responses, 1 minute per participant, and I will start with you, Ms. Safia.
Okay. So one common misconception about persons with disabilities is the fact that they are not smart enough. So people think because you are deaf or because you have some form of disability, you have low IQ. So, but the question is, are you able? Are you valuable? So, I think that's the one misconception we need to move past. So it is very important that we do that. So we need to be deliberate, not just to feel included, but
Okay. So one major misconception from my hand and what I think we should work on is changing the idea of inclusivity as a favor, right? The idea is not to lower the bar because of we want to include everyone. It's to recognize that the bar is in the wrong place and we need to redesign the system to fit in everybody, not, oh, let's do something so you can allow. No, everybody needs to be included.
Thank you very much. And that is an important addition you made about removing the bar.
As for me, I think one major misconception is disability synonymous
in terms of entrepreneurship and in terms of even political participation. So I'm so happy. I'm very, very much encouraged, and I feel Fatima is a woman that I am proud of.
All right, so before I let you go, looking back, what has been the greatest challenge in shaping the foundation, thereby impacting the disabilities?
Well, first of all, since it is a new innovation, it seems that she is alone in doing what she's doing now. So that's a big challenge. But from what is happening now, I think she will have many development partners that they can build synergy together so that they can widen and deepen this initiative.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Because the key word there is disability. And we tend to not understand that they could be, or the people you're referring to as disability are people with special ability. And if we could change the understanding and use the right kind of word for that description, then we will have the right understanding that the people that we would describe as people with disability are actually people with special ability. I've had the privilege of leading a team that had to do some kind of teaching to people with special ability. You tend to understand that if someone is perhaps not able to see other aspects of the organs of the body, or other aspects of the senses of the body, become so active, even much more higher than any other, any other person who could utilize his own eyes. So the description is something that we need to re-emphasize and change that understanding by describing such people as people with special ability. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Onumo. That really adds another dimension to this conversation. Now let's hear from Mr. Victor.
Okay, thank you very much for that question. So, one misconception I wish we could leave behind is the idea that inclusion is about helping people with disabilities. So, inclusion is not charity. It is about equal access and equal opportunities. As a deaf person, so when you look at me as a deaf person, I don't need pity. I need systems that allow me to fully contribute, participate, and succeed. So the shift we need is simple. We need a shift from sympathy to accessibility, and yes, from sympathy to accessibility, and from intention to actions. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that great addition, Mr. Victor. And as we can all see, those are really rich set of perspectives, and it clearly shows how complex the issue is. So we'll take it a step further. You'll have about 3 minutes each to your questions at most. And my first question would be on design and technology. Mr. Victor, from your work designing systems and solutions for people with disabilities, how do we move beyond simply including people to actually designing technology around their realities from the start?
Okay, thank you once again for that question. So before we start, the most important question we want to ask ourselves is, when we design inclusive tech educations or inclusive tech system, who are they for? Who are they servicing? Are they dependent on for persons without disabilities or persons with disabilities? That is the first thing we should think of. So from my experience, I see a lot of people who put inclusion as an afterthought and not from the beginning stage or from the design stage. For example, if you are organizing an event or maybe designing for an event, you say, okay, I'll make my event inclusive, but then you do not bring sign language interpreters to that event. And then when deaf people attend such events, you are now left with having to make emergency interpreters or having to call people. That is one. So inclusion should be from the design stage and not an afterthought. So that is very, very important. Number two, designing inclusion or making inclusion accessibility, inclusion must tally with the different disabilities and their needs. So if it's not a one-size-fits-all, if a person with disability is deaf and a person with disability has or a person with albinism, both disabilities do not need the same type of structures or systems. So each disability has their different inclusion needs and training systems. Also, inclusive education that involves children with disabilities, there are different technologies applied to meet their needs. The diversities of these children with disabilities. So tech is not just about the initiative, no. It is about who is included, who is involved. Thank you. That is what is most important.
Thank you very much for that insight and that point about designing with people rather than for people from the inception is really important. But the thing is, even when we get the design right, scaling these solutions remain a major challenge. NITDA, as Nigeria's apex agency for technology regulation and digital innovation, plays a major role in bridging that divide. So now, Dr. Onumo, why do we think tech-powered solutions like that of the Let's Talk Humanities Assistive Education Tech Labs often struggle to scale nationally? And what would it realistically take to replicate such solutions across all 36 states in the country?
Okay, thank you very much. Just as you rightly said, NITDA as an agency has transited from just being an IT regulator and administrator to ecosystem orchestrator. So our responsibility is to create the platform to ensure that such technologies, when they come into the public view, and when we have already evaluated and it meets the needs and the requirements of the standards and regulations, then we must also create a platform for adoption. I must also put it this way that generally, perhaps universally also, when you have a startup with no government adoption, then there will be no scaling. The reason for that is that government provides the platform for the mass, for the trust that is required for every adoption to take place. But then what do we do as an agency to help to ensure that such adoption or such technology reach to the masses? Number one, we also believe that there should be a collaborative approach towards such technological development. Now, such collaborative approach helps to massify impact and also help to build the collective and amplified intelligence that is required for the masses to understand the purpose, the plan, and how such technology help to drive government agenda. Because you cannot be able to do a technology that is in isolation with the purpose and the plan of how the government of the day have set up to achieve. I'll give you an instance, Now, if you look at this present government, if you look at the number 1 and the number 8 of the Renewed Hope agenda, it talked about improving the economic fortune of diversification of the economic trajectory of Nigeria, and also talked about improving the service delivery. That is number 8. Now, if you're building a technology that will help to amplify, help to drive this, now, if you're building a technology that will help to amplify, help to drive this particular initiative, it becomes very easy for the government itself to build on that technology because that technology is supporting the government to drive its own agenda. In our own case, we have a strategic roadmap and action plan. And whatever technology you're building, if you're supporting this agenda, which are 8 in number, the first one, for instance, is that we have the vision to ensure that 70% of Nigerians become digitally literate by the year 2027. And by extension, we also want to achieve that 95% of Nigerians become digitally literate by the year 2030. Now, this is the first part of our agenda, our strategic roadmap and action plan. Now, if a technology is being conscripted or being built around this agenda, it becomes very easy for NIDA to be a kind of a purveyor, become to a platform through which such technology can be massified. Such technology could also be used, like the technology you're talking about. Now, we could adopt that technology, massify that technology, because it is in line with furthering our vision, is in line with furthering government agenda, is also in line to ensure that inclusivity, which is a core imperative of our vision, is also achieved. So that's the only way, that's part of the ways we can ensure that such technology, when developed, could help, could help and could support the agenda of the government and also massify the impact of such technology across board, because it's supporting to be able to achieve the vision and the goal of the present administration.
Thank you very much, Dr. Aristotle Onomo. That gives us a clear policy and national perspective, actually. But inclusion also has a critical financial dimension. So, Mr. Razak, you work at the intersection of financial inclusion and disability. From your experience across institutions like the World Bank and the African Union, what does a truly inclusive financial ecosystem look like in practice, not just in theory? And due to the lack of time, you just have 1 minute to answer that question, please. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I think because the world is going digital, if there's anything we could probably be encouraging right now, is promoting digital accessibility. I'm happy our boss from NIDA is here. Nigeria now have a physical accessibility standard, meaning when people need to do building, there is a standard that guides it, that ensures that all physical buildings are accessible. I think the only way we can go as it relates to financial inclusion is ensuring that digital platforms, fintechs, and many other digital platforms have a digital accessibility. If NIDA, I hope will take up a bit on that, because that's an enabler to all the solutions that NIDA is working on. And the more digital accessible platforms are, then plenty persons with disabilities can have access to finance, because access to finance starts from access, before usage, before quality. I'll stop there.
All right. Thank you so much for that important point, especially around financial access and independence. Now, let's connect that to technology and education. Mr. Obaoluwa Ajiboye, there's a growing excitement around AI and digital innovation in education. Now, I'd really like to bring this to the level of real-world application, especially at the intersection of technology, education, and community impact. From your work with organizations like the EU, AU, TechUp, and UNICEF, taking digital literacy from policy spaces into underserved communities, what programs or Tech for All initiatives are genuinely inclusive of children with disabilities?
Okay, so from the outside, most of the time it might look like it doesn't have, but what the problem we do at TechUp is to take the basic needs, basic awareness, just that spark of knowing what tech is about, to the deepest roots of where it's needed. And I will give you an example. So last year, one of our programs at Nasarawa State, we went there. So before any programs, we do survey to understand the level of understanding of where these children are. And then when we did the survey, one of the students ticked the fact that she has never seen a computer, she has never pressed one, she doesn't know different careers in computer science or anything. Now, we went there, we did the digital literacy, told them about AI, how to protect themselves, ethical use of AI. Now, I have another colleague and a friend at the AU, right? Now, this person is at the level of the African Union. His work is very, very good. I mean, when something is extraordinary, no, this guy's work is extraordinary. But guess what? He doesn't hear. He is very, very good. Now, when he's talking, he just brings out his phone. You're speaking to the phone, and then he's reading it, and then he can hear you clearly, right? This is someone that actually coordinates continental programs, right, at the level of the continent. Now, imagine him growing in an environment that didn't provide that spark, that need for him, right? So that's the problem that we solve. So basically, everything covers it, and we're able to actually solve that awareness issue. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. And that really gives us more context, and we're able to connect policy, technology, and impact on real ground. But beyond systems and innovation, inclusion is also shaped by lived experiences. Ms. Safia, as a woman with a disability who has worked at the grassroots advocating for the rights of deaf women, and having also served as the senior special advisor to the Adamawa State Governor on women and disabilities, your journey is very, very significant. What are some of the barriers that still prevent women with disabilities from accessing leadership roles, especially in public service? And how were you able to navigate those barriers? You also have just 1 minute.
Thank you so much. So some of the barriers that I faced, or that I count on, as a woman from the north, they believe is that I do not need education. I need to get married and learn skills. Married and learn skills. So because I refused to do that or to listen to them, I went on to achieve so many things despite the limitations I encountered. So, I have so many men who are approaching me, telling me that I am not capable to be in leadership positions and all of that. I refuse to listen to them. And I continue to focus on my goals and my future. And also, I was told to leave the country, but I refused. I stayed back in Nigeria because I believe that I can achieve my dreams here in Nigeria, especially in the northern parts of the country. Thank you so much.
Let me acknowledge your bravery and the importance of that achievement. It could not have been easy breaking into that space. And on that note, I would like to thank our panelists for their insights and our audience for being a part of this very, very important conversations. And if we leave this room here today and nothing changes, then we've missed the point of this important conversation. Thank you very much.
All right, that was high-level panel session with the topic Breaking Barriers, Building Futures, Education, Technology, and the Road to True Inclusion. Today's discussion has gone beyond the surface, reminding us that breaking barriers is not only about access to technology, but about building an inclusive financial ecosystem where everyone has the opportunity to participate and thrive, from digital payments to accessible banking solutions. The role of technology in shaping economic inclusion has never been more critical. Our panelists have made it clear. True inclusion means designing systems that empowers undeserved communities, remove structural limitation, and open doors to financial independence. It's about creating pathway where innovation meets equity and where no one is excluded from the promise of the progress.
Thank you so much to Dr. Asma'u Ribadu, who took on this great panel discussion with her panelists right beside her. It was a great and insightful note. Just to clarify, we can also have her family join the picture. Thank you so much, sir. Mr. Ajimobi, thank you, sir. You are highly welcome. Please, just the last call for families and as political associates to join the pictures on stage. Thank you all so much. Please, a round of applause for this great moment. Thank you all so much. All right, we would like to call, and okay, we still have additionals for the photograph. Thank you so much. In our midst here, we have Mrs. Uju Rochas, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Public Health. She's also the vocal person on nutrition at the Office of the Vice President. Thank you to Honorable Bapa Baba Danguje, the DG of National Productivity Center. Thank you, Alhaji Aminu Dabo, the former Managing Director of Nigerian Port Authority. All right, thank you so much for the photographs. We can please take our seats as I continue to introduce the dignitaries here in our midst. Thank you so much, Dr. Asma'u, for that inciting and august panel session, focusing on breaking barriers, building future, education and technology, and the road to true inclusion. Please, we would like to settle down and have our seats as we prepare for the goodwill message from our Honorable Minister of Humanitarian Affairs. Just to still appreciate the dignitaries in our midst, we have Dr. Aristotle Onumo, representing the Director General of NITSDA. All right, please let's settle in as we take the goodwill message. While we settle in, please, can we have some silence? Thank you also. I know the excitement in the room is extremely contagious as we are here discussing Let's Talk Humanity. Now, to briefly introduce the family members of Fatima Ganduje Ajimobi, we have her father here in our midst. Please let's appreciate our dignitaries here with us, introducing the family members of Fatima Ganduje Ajimobi. We have her father here, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, former governor of Kano State, former national chairman APC. You are highly welcome, sir, and the current chairman of Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria. Thank you so much for honoring us with your presence today. We have her mother, Professor Hafsat Abdullahi Umar Ganduje. You are highly welcome, ma'am. Thank you for joining us in our midst today. Thank you for joining us this morning, Professor Amina Umar Ganduje.
All right, we are joined by the senior brother of the host, Fatima Ganduje Ajimobi. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Oh, sorry, good morning. All right, Let's Talk initiative have been on for the past 10 years. What has evolved in the 10 years and what inspired the initiative?
Thank you very much. Like you rightly said, Let's Talk Humanity has been on for about a decade. And the convener, which is Fatima Ajimobi Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, who is a younger sister of mine. I've seen a lot of impactful achievements of this initiative. I can remember this started well over when she was almost about early years of university, and she commenced with a lot of small kind of humanity interventions. Some you would even consider too small. you know, but I've seen across the years as she has gone further and further. She has intervened in various schools, particularly in areas of dealing with people with disabilities and people without much inclusion. And we're reached today whereby she's also providing this kind of platform. Like you can see, we just finished having a panel session, which was very, very interesting. A lot of people around the community, from people with disabilities to various experts, that were able to talk about a lot of critical issues. So I think I would really like to acknowledge and recognize her for her effort.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Just before I start,
It's fine.
let me salute the courage of Safia Waziri, a young lady from northern Nigeria who defied all the hindrances to be what she is today. And hearing her story gives me hope that with resilience, everyone can achieve their heart's desire. Can we give a round of applause?
Late nights. Good to meet you, madam.
All right, you are live on Global Television, channel 365.
We can
As the
empower
husband of the
through
founder of
accessibility
Let's Talk Initiative, what has
to the
been the
visionary
greatest challenges so far
advocates
in
and
impacting
participants here today.
life into the
Just
disability?
before I start,
I think it's, thank you so much for having me. I think one of the greatest challenges has been the perception that the general public or the general have about people with disability. You know, it's not that they're incapable, or it's not that they're incapable or they lack the capacity. It's more that they're not being included because there is a misconception that they are unable or they are lesser, but they are not. And that is what Let's Talk Humanity is trying to achieve in empowering them and inclusivity and creating an awareness where everyone becomes more aware of what they are able to achieve, and everyone becomes is able to see that disabled people are not unable. They are just as able as anyone of us. Yes, they might have one challenge that makes them slightly disadvantaged, but that doesn't make them incapable or unable to do any task. So I think that's been the greatest challenge. But we're proud of Fatima for creating the awareness. It's been challenging, but we are contacting the right stakeholders. We're engaged. Creating that awareness is the most important thing. The more awareness we're able to create, the more opportunities we can in turn create as well. Thank you so much.
It is not an afterthought. A design imperative. And I like what one of the contributors said earlier on today, that when we design assistive devices, or when we develop assistive devices or technology in general, this has to be done with people living with disability in mind at the design stage. You don't wait until you do it before you begin to adapt it for people to use. And I believe it is an important point to make. We must move towards a future where accessibility is by design, moving away from retrofitting tools towards building universal platforms that work for everyone from day one. Dignity must be the priority here. Technology should empower individuals to navigate the world on their own terms, reducing a friction of daily life and education. Barriers are deconstructed, and that is very important. Whether it is a lack of captions for the hearing impaired, or non-navigable website for those using assistive technology. These are not personal disabilities. They are a societal design features that technology has the power to fix. Empowerment happens when we stop seeing disability as limitation to be managed and start seeing it as a perspective that drives innovation. When we design for the margins, we end up making better tools for everyone. May your discussions today be guided by the principle, nothing about us without us. Let us ensure the technology serves as the ultimate.
No, I'm fine. All right. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning. As a senior sister of the founder of Let's Talk Initiative, what has been the greatest challenges in trying to impact lives with disability?
Well, I will tell you that it has not been an easy journey, but with commitment, dedication, and the passion to lend a helping hand, or rather to be an advocate for people living differently, because I often see that these persons are not people that live with disability in a way, but rather they differ from us by having their ability portrayed in different ways. So the challenges has always been in terms of engagement, in terms of having them to participate and include them in policies, especially from the government perspective. I would tell you that as an NGO that has been there for the past 11 years, a lot has been achieved. But the major challenge is to see how the ship can navigate the main challenges within the government agencies. And I would say it's like pushing an elephant, but slowly we're getting there. And I believe with what Mrs. Fatima Ganduje Ajimobi is doing, a lot of attention has been drawn to these people that are living differently with the various types of abilities. And I believe it's also a call for action for people to engage with them, for people to plan with them, and also for people to include them in whatever they do, in the private sector as well as in the public sector. Thank you. You're welcome.
They have done for the past 10 years. When reading about Let's Talk Humanity, I noticed what took my attention the most was the ICT resource centers in Kano, Nigeria, where they partnered with Tundun Maliki School, a special needs school for those who are visually impaired. Please, a round of applause for them as we continue to thank them for being with us today. They are with us in our midst, and we are always going to remind us the importance of being included. Are we ready to hear King Wonder? King Wonder is in the house, everybody. And most of you may be surprised with what you witnessed today. But trust me, inclusion is where we want your heart to be. If you look around you as well, we have exhibition booths, the mission and the core values of Let's Talk Humanity Initiative. If you decide to be part of the conversation, today is one of the best days to do so. Please, a round of applause as we welcome King Wonder. He is a musician, a composer, and for someone who's going to give us a little bit of his talent this morning. You are welcome, King Wonder.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm by name King Wonder. All right, DJ. King Wonder. Hello, baby girl. Since the day I set my eyes on you, I'm not on myself. When I close my eye, all I see is you. I'm feeling something deep inside of me. Your beauty is so amazing, drive me crazy. Hold me closer, love you tender. I've seen many girls, but you're different, so decent. Holy Ghost sent. You're my mystery, angel of my life, baby. Baby girl, you are my angel. 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 Well, I'm Marie, baby girl, you are my angel. Baby girl, you are my angel. Well, I'm Marie, baby girl, you are my angel. Baby, you're beautiful from head to toe. I look at you, all I see is love. Come to your kingdom, take your crown. You'll be my queen, I'll be your king. You are the best of all, you take my attention. You are my vision, I'm my mission. You love me, I love you too. You need me, I need you too. You kiss me, I need more kiss. Hug me, then my body like that too. Walk all that time together, let's come and put that song down. You be my baby mother, baby. My baby, 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 yeah, you are my angel. 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 Baby, yeah, you are my angel.
And there goes the founder, the ED of Let's Talk Humanity Initiative, Miss Fatima. Thank you.
I'm a Rosella, I will never give up. I'm a Rosella, I will never give up. I will never give up. I'm a Rosella, I will never give up. I'm a Rosella, I will never give up. I'm a Rosella, I will never give up. Got to see. I'm a Rosella. I'm a Rosella.
Thank you. King Wonder. All right, thank you so much, King Wonder. Thank you. Please, another round of applause for King Wonder. This is all what we are about today. He's a composer and a musician. Beautiful, beautiful moments. We appreciate you for being here today. In our midst, we have Mrs. Ogunbemi Patricia, the Director, Technology and Science Reduction Department, representing the Honorable Minister of State for Education, Professor Sureba. You are highly welcome, ma'am. Thank you so much. We have in our midst Kashifu Inua Abdullahi, the DG and CEO of NITDA. Honestly, we appreciate NITDA for being here and spending time with us this morning. Your presence is highly appreciated. Thank you so much to the Rochas family. Mrs. Uju, thank you for being here. Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you very much, Miss Arinsola. Thank you for being here, Arinsola. We appreciate you, ma'am. She's the Director General for Center and Leadership Training. Thank you. Looks like we are getting set. The moment is getting closer. As we all know, we are here for the documentary screening, where we will see 10 years in one story, all put together by Let's Talk Humanity Initiative. It is a decade of impact, and it's no surprise we have here the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Dr. Bernard, sir. Thank you so much for welcoming us and being here with us this morning. As we gear up, I would like to call on a very special person, a woman of elegance, vision, as I've said earlier before. She's put all this into the making, and it's not even as if it's the start. It's 10 years down the line as she established Let's Talk Humanity Initiative in 2015. Mrs. Fatima Ganduje Ajimobi is the founder and executive director of Let's Talk Humanity Initiative. She's a development consultant and NGO leader with over 10 years of experience. 10 years seems to be the ideal number, isn't it? Please, a round of applause for that. 10 years, a decade of development consultants and leadership in non-governmental organization. She has an experience with driving social impact, education, with technology and inclusive development with initiatives across Nigeria and Africa. Mrs. Fatima's passion is for inclusivity, forming her into the Let's Talk Humanity initiative, where she pioneered an ICT center for persons with disabilities, which has transformed hundreds of visually and hearing impaired individuals by giving them access to education and digital literacy. Please, a round of applause for Mrs. Fatima. This is something huge. She's experienced in delegations with the United Nations in the General Assembly, shaping community-driven solutions. Mrs. Fatima has been recognized in UNGA, United Nations General Assembly. She has served as a special assistant on NGOs and civil societies in the CEO and Speaker of the House of Assemblies from 2019 to 2023, where she championed many impactful projects. Wow, oh my. Mrs. Fatima moves with proceedings in real time. She has led projects with disabilities days and also ICT mediations in youth groups. Ms. Fatima has health initiative experience, women empowerment projects, and she loves policy making. She has been recognized for innovative program design and policy evaluations. She loves organizing events and volunteering in community projects like the ones we are seated here in right now. Please, a round of applause as we call on Mrs. Fatima Ganduje Ajimobi. Mrs. Fatima Ganduje is a real impression of impact, a real humanitarian who we look up to. You are welcome. Please, a round of applause for Mrs. Fatima Ganduje Ajimobi. You are welcome.
Thank you so much. There is nothing more concerning than potential that is never realized. Not because it does not exist, but because it exists without access, without opportunity, and without the support it truly deserves. This, in many ways, is the reality for far too many young people in our society. And that is why we are here today. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, family, friends, and well-wishers. I stand before you today as Fatima Ganduje Abiola Ajimobi, an ardent advocate and a passionate nationalist, deeply committed to the future of our people and the dignity of every human life. Today is a deeply personal moment for me because this event, in a lot of ways, feels like I'm introducing a child. One I have kept protected for a very long time, one I have nurtured, guided, and believed in, even in moments when the path ahead felt uncertain. For a long time, this vision lived quietly. It grew in conversations, in classrooms, and in small but meaningful conversations. It was shaped by the people we met, the stories we heard, and the gaps we could no longer ignore. And so, it is natural to ask why. Why now? Why choose this moment to bring this work fully into light? Well, the answer is simple. We are ready. We have a blueprint, not just an idea, not just passion, but a model that has been tested, refined, and proven. We have seen what is possible when intention meets action, and more importantly, we are confident in the scalability of what we have built. What started as a vision has grown into something measurable, something tangible. With a 500% increase in tertiary institution enrollment from Tudun Maliki Special School, we are no longer speaking in hope, we are now speaking in evidence. This is what impact looks like. It looks like a young person who once felt limited, now stepping confidently into higher education. It looks like access replacing exclusion. It looks like opportunity rewriting what was once considered impossible. And as I look around this room today, I feel a deep sense of nostalgia and also gratitude. Seeing the faces of alumni, members of staff, and supporters of Tudun Maliki here today takes me back to the very beginning 10 years ago, when you trusted me with something so important, the future of your education and the possibility of change through technology. You embraced something new, you took a chance, you believed in a vision that had not yet proven itself, and that made all the difference. Because real change is never built alone. It is built on trust, on collaboration, on people who are willing to believe before the results are even visible. Along this journey, we have experienced loss as well. We remember two integral supporters and champions of this work, Professor Jibril Disu, the first Nigerian blind professor, who was there with us on the very first day and cut the ribbon on that sunny day in 2015 in Kano. And Hajia Umma Musa, the penultimate principal of this remarkable institution. They believed in the mission, not just the words, but with action. They supported, they guided, and they gave themselves. Though they are no longer with us, their legacy lives on every life that has been touched through this work. We honor them and we thank them, and we pray that Almighty Allah grants them Jannatul Firdaus. Amen. Their absence reminds us of something important, that the work we do is bigger than us. It is something that must outlive us. And that is exactly what Let's Talk Humanity initiative represents. This intervention is a testament to something I firmly believe, that the Nigerian youth is incredibly bright when they are given access to the right tools, the right opportunities, and the right support. Too often, the narrative around our youth is defined by limitation, but what we have seen tells a different story. We have seen potential, we have seen resilience, we have seen brilliance waiting for the right environment to thrive. And that is what we are committed to building. Spaces where young people are not just seen but heard, not just included but empowered. And that is why today matters, because today is not just about watching a documentary. It is about witnessing possibilities, it is about amplifying voices, and it is about challenging all of us to think about access, opportunity, and what we truly mean by collective responsibility. Seen, heard, and included is more than a title. It is a testament, it is a call, and it's a vision for the kind of society we must all work towards. As you watch, I invite you to do more than observe. I invite you to listen deeply, to reflect honestly, and to ask yourself, what role can you play in moving this work forward? Because awareness on its own is not enough. What we do after this moment is what truly matters. At Let's Talk Humanity Initiative, this is only the beginning. We are building something that can reach communities, impact more lives, and create lasting change. But we cannot do it alone. We need partners, we need advocates, and we need people who are willing to work with us from intention to action. So today, I ask you not to let this just be another event. Let this be a turning point in our lives. A moment where we collectively decide that access will no longer be a privilege for few, but a right for all. It is with great humility and immense pride that I introduce to you Seen, Heard, and Included, a documentary presented by the Let's Talk Humanity Initiative. Thank you.
Please, let's keep the applause going. Thank you so much to the founder and ED of Let's Talk Humanity.
That was a speech of the founder of Let's Talk Initiative, Fatima Ganduje Ajimobi. Talk Humanity unfold less like a formal address and a more like a heartfelt unveiling, one that frames the initiative not just as a project, but as something deeply lived and carefully nurtured. A metaphor of introducing a child immediately sets the tone, drawing the audience into a journey defined by patience, protection, and unwavering belief. It signals that this moment is not sudden, but the culmination of years of quiet work, reflection, and resilience. What stands out most is a transition from a vision to validation. She moves deliberately from storytelling into substance, emphasizing that this is no longer an idea alone, but
their cameras and step aside to ensure you do not block or become an obstacle for anyone seated behind you. So please, as we prepare, media team, station your camera as we take on the documentary presented by Let's Talk Humanity Initiative with the theme, Seen, Heard, and Included. This is where we signify and showcase how technology is a bridge for inclusive education. I think we are ready. Please, media, remember.
Life before LTH is characterized by humongous darkness and nothing but darkness. And I'll confirm it before the court that it's darkness.
For thousands of visually and hearing impaired children in Nigeria, education has long existed as a distant dream, a world of silence, of isolation, of limitation, a world where potential is present, but opportunity is not.
Blind using computer is unimaginable. Through the impact of the ICT facility established by LTH, now blinds are knowledgeable.
But every change begins with a question. How did we get here? In 2015, a vision was born. A vision shaped in the classrooms of the American University of Nigeria. A young woman filled with fire, ready to challenge the world.
Let's Talk Humanity Initiative was founded in 2015. We're just a bit over 10 years now. And when I look back and I reminisce on the actual foundation of the idea, how the ideas were formed, I knew I wanted to be in the humanitarian field. I knew I wanted to influence policy. I knew I wanted things to change around me.
Then came a question that changed everything. What is the difference between an activist and an advocate?
And then I had to sit down with my father, a very wise man, by the way. He calls me baby Mbaba. He says, baby Mbaba, calm down, first of all. Do you know the difference between an activist and an advocate? Do you know what those two terms mean?
An activist disrupts, but an advocate builds. That moment refined a path from resistance to responsibility, from passion to impact.
And I had chosen to go down the route of advocacy.
The journey moved beyond classrooms into communities, through dusty roads, through closed doors, through difficult realities, from polio campaigns to rehabilitation centers, until one place changed everything.
And it was at Tudun Maliki Special Needs School that I found my calling.
At Tudun Maliki Special Education School in Kano, she didn't see limitations. She saw potential, waiting, children eager to learn, to grow, to become. Children navigating life with strength, fetching water, cooking, learning, adapting. Not broken, not limited, just overlooked.
Life was so in a kind of a darkness, if I may say, if I permit me to say, life is in kind of darkness because we are just living in like a free zone world. Yeah, free zone world, because no anything that you can be able to build your future, no anything for vision, no any courage. We are just doing life as you just human being without focus.
Before LTH, I don't know how to operate typewriter, computer, and electronic devices like Android phones. This is before the engagement of LTH into our life.
Life before LTH was a little bit difficult, so to say, because I had no idea on how to operate computer and other assistive devices. So with LTH, I got to know how to operate computer as a blind person, and that knowledge I got from LTH gave me the ability to operate Android phone as well.
2015, after I've graduated here, I came for teaching practice
I met this organization here, which is LTH. I now asked one of the teacher, I doesn't know how to computer. He now treated me some little.
While the world advances through technology, these children were left behind, without access, without tools, without inclusion. So, a decision was made, not to pity, but to empower, not to give temporary relief, but lifelong solutions. A block of space was transformed into possibility.
The school actually just said, come and renovate a block. Converted it into 2 classrooms. We had an ICT center or a computer lab, we call it, for the visually impaired, and the same for the hearing impaired. This included screen readers like JAWS and NVDA, braille displays, and OCR apps for vision loss, along with hearing aids, FM systems, and speech-to-text apps for hearing loss. We also have AI wearables. These days, there are smart glasses and tactile devices that further enhance independence by converting the environment, the text, the audio signals, and everything around that individual into accessible sensory outputs. Now, for the visually impaired, these screen readers and softwares are very, very important because they're able to translate screen content into speech or into braille. At the same time, there's something called optical character recognition, which translates printed text into digital text or audio. Braille technology on its own is refreshable because these are braille displays and portable braille note takers that provide tactile access to digital text. It's not braille technology that is written in stone like in those days. No, these are refreshable braille displays. Magnification softwares are also included. This increased text and image size for users with low vision. Because let's not forget, impairment is a spectrum. Some could be 80% visually impaired, some could be just 5% visually impaired. The solution to each is actually adjustable and not the same for each person. But with this technology, they're able to learn at their pace. They're able to individualize their studies at a pace where they are more comfortable with, and only technology allows you to do that. We also have the wearable AI and smart glasses, devices like Echo Vision glasses. We have smart canes, which offer real-time AI-powered navigation and object recognition, which is also good for day-to-day life, for their businesses. We also have audio descriptive services, which provide verbal narration for visual content in media. For example, if you want to keep up with the news, with social media, and things like that. For the hearing impaired, the technology is slightly different, which is why we had 2 different ICT rooms for them. For hearing impaired, we usually have hearing aids and cochlear implants, sign language books and interpreters, sign language trainings, because believe it or not, there are actually different sign languages. There's like American Sign Language, Nigerian Sign Language, and there's even Hausa Sign Language. So let's not forget, we are not only dealing with inclusivity, but we're also dealing with diversification at the same time. A lot of our students were also able to convert their devices into localized language of Hausa. And that doesn't mean that you cannot use Excel because it's in Hausa. You can. If we learn to diversify our education system, we might end up with better quality of students.
Classrooms were created, ICT centers established. Technology became the bridge. Laptops, assistive software, braille tools, talking devices, screen readers, AI-powered solutions.
Dim life without anything called technological aspect. We are just living, just doing things manually and things like that. No any aspect of social interactions in terms of social media. But with the help of our coming in with the LTH, things has become changed. Yeah, and robust. Because after it was commissioned, its project there until Maliki 2016, I have left. I have just been getting this studies, so some things has been happening. I quickly went to Maliki lobby and request that please, I have a keen interest in the field of technology. Please, how can you be able to help me with the tips so that I can be able to cope with the condition? And they offered me, they granted me that. I have started going in times that we scheduled. I used to go there. I with my friend Sekulai, we used to went there for special lessons. They give all at the right track. We are able to equip with how to use the system, not only systems, sophisticated systems, customized, highly customized system, because special softwares that we cannot be able to fund it here in Nigeria to later abroad, at the abroad countries, where I can be able to seize them. They are there into the Maliki. Softwares like JAWS, the MVDAs, and things like that. And also adapted braille, adapted keyboard, not only keyboard that you know for your system, adapted keyboard, because there you can be able to lay your things on and be able to locate the keys. Yeah, it's very adapted. With what I've all been able to achieve my degree level, it's highly different. What makes that different is the LT, because LTH, because I have been acquainted with technological aspects. I on myself, I can be able to browse, go to social media, go to internet, download books, access it myself without the help of seeking any assistance from any site or persons. I alone do my things. But there at the RSV, I used to look for someone that may go books for me, read books for me. When a handout is given, I must request someone that may be able to come and read it for me to put it on braille. But there, after the LTH come into my lap, I will just browse. If I need it in print, I'll just take it to the Maliki where they have braille embosser. After insulting the softwares that I come with it, the soft copies that I come with it, they'll just quickly braille it me in a braille format where I can be able to have an access in a braille print system. There is the embossed writing system for persons with visual impairments.
For the first time, students could hear through technology, see through sound, learn without limits.
We have an application that we use. Let me just show you the application. We call it Cash Reader.
Cash Reader list.
So when you go into it, let me just show you. I have my money now.
Cash Reader. Identify Nigerian Naira. Cash Reader.
It will just tell you identifying Nigerian Naira. You know, we have different currencies in the world, you know, so you just install the currency of your country. It's just now telling me 1,000 here, and then if I'm just to use this one, it is just telling me 200. So this is how it works, you know. So whatsoever banknotes I have, I will use this application to identify how much I have and what is the value of that, you know, currency I'm holding.
And then something powerful happened. Students began to thrive. They passed exams, they wrote JAMB, they gained admission into universities and vocational centers. Some now have jobs. Some returned to teach others. A cycle of empowerment had begun.
And we did an intensive training for the top writer students that were in SS3 then, and for some of the teachers. And so we completed the trainings. We saw a lot of progress. And over the past 10 years, we've been monitoring. It's been a running program. These students have benefited. They've gone ahead to graduate. They've gone ahead to write JAMB, which is a solely electronic exam. They've gone ahead to get admission into vocational centers, into universities, into polytechnics. Some of them even have jobs now, paying jobs. And a lot of them, because we have alumni community from school, they tend to come back to even train others regarding the center.
Because technology does something extraordinary, it adapts to every level of ability, to every pace of learning, to every individual need. From screen readers that speak, to braille displays that refresh, to AI glasses that interpret the world. Technology does not see disability. It creates possibility.
As you can all see, this device, the Hable One Bluetooth keyboard, helps me a lot with communicating with LTH, that's Let's Talk Humanity, especially the main protagonist, as we say in literary word, in literature, protagonist. Hajia Fatima Ajimobi, especially when sending any message to her. I use this to quickly send message I want to without touching through the screen of the phone, which will be too time consuming. And now I'm going to just try writing a sentence and sending it to her so that it could be seen if it will.
This is not just about education. It is about dignity. It is about inclusion. It is about giving every child, regardless of ability, a chance to dream and the tools to achieve it.
From day one that I started Let's Talk Humanity initiative, I knew it was going to be something that would ultimately define me. And looking back, I think rightly so, the most unique thing about Let's Talk Humanity initiative and the program we've done with Tudun Maliki most especially is that we have been able to provide lifelong skills. We've been able to give lifelong solutions to problems.
There were doubts, questions. Why focus here when others also struggle? But the answer was simple. The system already exists. The potential already exists. All that was missing was access.
Surely, we benefited from this computer room because most of our people, our students, they benefited from it. Before, when we don't have that computer room, people with hearing impaired, they don't know how to operate computer. And later, when it was open, many people with hearing impaired, they learn how to operate it. And some of them, they have graduated from the school, but they still go back to school. Yeah. So that is why we try our best to use that computer to check about that Arabic sign language online and learn it. Then we will come back and teach our younger ones.
And now we have proof. A working model, a tested system, a scalable solution, one that has transformed lives year after year.
She started SHAM. She fell in 2014. She fell 2015. So she found that she's just wasting her money. She just leave it. So when she heard about this computer room for people with hearing impaired in the Tudun Maliki, then she started going. She was very happy. She went there, she learned computer, and from there she passed her JAM. That was why she called her NCE. Many of our people did not get a JAM in 2014 and 2015, but when LTH established this, they learned how to operate it and pass their exam. JAM now is on computer. So now I have even started. So she said that she has joined a cafe. They started doing photocopy and printing and typing. And it is from the LTH that they learned this thing.
Because the future belongs to those who can adapt. And technology is Africa's greatest opportunity to close the gap in education, in employment, in equality.
But the intervention of LTH made us technologically inclined as blind people, where we are able to learn how to operate computers and how to use other ICT gadgets. As such, therefore, enable us to have been able to accomplish our academic task. It's my honor, I may use it in a different way so that I will send a different version of what he presented. Because he used keyboard and I'll use my hand, my screen. Because we have what we call software speech installed on the phone. Once you touch the device, it will tell you, it will provide you with the speech feedback, and therefore you will be able to know what you will do. You type, you check, you read a lot of things, very interesting things, a lot of things that full body have not even good at it, but with the help of this technology, person with visual impairment, we are much more good at it. I have locked my WhatsApp with fingerprint. I have just opened it. This is my WhatsApp group. This is Fatima Zara send me messages, already messages, and I have opened them. I mean Fatima Ajimobi. Please. She says, Salam, thank you so much. Please tell me how it is going. I have token for you all, which you will appreciate. I have not yet answered.
Imagine a world where technology sees for the blind, hears for the deaf, speaks for the unheard. A world where ability is not defined by limitation, but by opportunity. That world is possible.
I have many ambitions, really, and I want at least, using my own knowledge, even though I am in the system now, I'm teaching computer to my students. I taught many people, how to operate computer using the knowledge I gained with LTH. And so many things I'm ambitious to achieve in my life.
My aspiration is actually to go for MSc, to go for Masters, and to be a lecturer. So this is why I would like this LTH to help me with the support to achieve my aims and objectives.
Now in my future, I still need their assistance as the way they assist us before, so that we should focus on what this computer we can able to achieve many things, so that tomorrow we can be a teacher of computer to be teaching others that they are coming back.
It is an awesome and terrific privilege to have LTH infacted in our life, so words cannot express our gratitude to this prestigious foundation.
But this cannot be done alone. We need partners. We need sponsors. We need government. We need you to take what works and replicate it, to move from intention to action.
I believe technology is playing a huge role in our lives and still has a bigger role to play in our lives. But just imagine if it plays this much of a role for us, how much of a role would it play for the visually and hearing impaired? It's a lifeline. We're seeing technologies today whereby kids are making glasses that are able to make blind people see. These things are in their trial periods. We are seeing AI, for example. There is so much that even if you can't walk, you can't talk, you can't see, you can't move, but as long as you have mental capacity, technology would be on par with you.
Because these are not just stories. These are lives. These are futures. These are possibilities waiting to be realized.
We would like to have another center outside the school where those that study in different tertiary institutions can go and develop their IT career. And not all LTH. I also call on the other philanthropists and organizations to learn from what LTH do and make some impact to the lives of people living with special needs. Thank you, LTH.
And we really, really thank them.
To thank LTH for the greatest supports they have given us.
Thank you, LTH. And this is the first time I met you, but I have benefited from what you established in the school. And I tell you, anybody that you see with disability that learn computer, he learn it from that LTH. Let's talk about humanity. We thank them very much. Thank you for bringing about this project.
Thank you, LTH. We appreciate you. Thank you for your intervention in our lives. Thank you for making difference in our lives. Thank you for taking us to where we are. Thank you for making us feel pride as persons with disabilities.
I give thanks immensely to LTH. Without it, I would have been in that abyss, the endless pit that only time will tell when I will get to the bottom of it. Thank you very much, LTH.
The effort that they made in 2016 was never be in vain. We need more kind of such support that they provide us to the Assistive Technology Center in Tudun Maliki.
Through their stories, we see hope. Through our actions, we create change. Together, let's make inclusive education a right, not a privilege, for every visually and hearing impaired child in Nigeria.
Thank you, LTH. Protect the future. Save a child today.
Let's talk humanity.
Please, let's keep giving them a round of applause. The documentary titled Seen, Heard, and Included. And the students are here with us in our midst. But before we call them on stage, we'll take a goodwill message. We'll take a goodwill message, but before that, we'd like you to all seated. Just 2 minutes, please, for the goodwill message. We have with us here, representing the Governor of Kano State, Mr. Alhaji Hamza Satiano, the Commissioner of Solid and Mineral Resources. Please, a round of applause for him as we take his goodwill message. Sir, please. 2 minutes, please, sir. If you can just have that reminder. Please, Commissioner, sir, if you are here with us, you can please step center stage. The Commissioner of Solid and Mineral Resources. All right, we'll just quickly forge ahead to Dr. Bala Rabiya, who is here with us, Senior General Advisor to Governor on Special Invention. And there we have it, the Commissioner of Solid and Mineral Resources, Alhaji Hamza Satiano. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you so much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the convener of this important event, our father, former Kano State Governor, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje. I would like to appreciate this important gathering. It is an impressive one. It is a paved way for government and individual to copy from this. I really have to say this needs to be translated to what I can call a change that can drive our humanity to the next level. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to look at the vision of inclusiveness in this event. It has shown everything possible to change the narrative of our young ones. We really appreciate you too, and then we are going to send this to Kano State government. We promise this will be shown on our council meeting by the grace of God. Thank you so much for having us. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Please, let's keep the round of applauses going. The Commissioner of Solid Minerals and Resources, Mr. Hamza Satiano. Now going straight into what we would like to prepare for. We just need everyone to stick to time.
I'm really confident that there's so much more that you can do on the national stage, and may your aspirations for LTHI be fulfilled. Thank you very much for the invitation. It's been very beautiful to be here, and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Ms. Rinsola. She's the Director General for Center and Leadership Training. You are highly welcome. Thank you so much, Director General. We appreciate you. In our midst, I would like to also recognize and briefly call to the podium for a goodwill message the SA to the Honorable Minister of State, FCT, the State Coordinator and Social Investment Program, Mejida Adamu Kuku. You are highly welcome, ma'am. Please a round of applause for her as she steps to the podium.
Our father, Dr. Umar Abdullahi Ganduje, and all dignitaries seated here, I acknowledge you all. I am Mejida Adamu, SA to the Honorable Minister of State for FCT, Dr. Maria Mahmoud, who is unavoidably absent, attending to some national assignments. So I am here to read her goodwill message. On behalf of Federal Capital Treasury Administration, it is with great pleasure that I extend my warm goodwill to you all on the occasion on this timely and impactful gathering centered on the theme, Seen, Heard, and Included, Technology as a Bridge to Inclusive Education and Empowerment. This theme speaks directly to one of the most pressing
program for the past 10 years, right, Dr.
We
Asia?
need to ensure that no
Okay,
individual,
how has it been for the past 10 years impacting life, making sure that the disabilities are included, and what has been the challenges?
Okay, thank you so much for this wonderful question. Today we are filled with emotions, nostalgia. I've been crying on and off because this is something we've seen her incubate over the years. This is something we've seen her being so passionate about. This project, we have closely partnered with her, we have supported her over the years. So I must congratulate my sister Fati. She's doing an amazing job. She has she always says it takes the same energy to think big and think small, and I see this initiative going globally. For the challenges, it's similar to whatever good you do. You see that there's so much that can be done. You limit it based on budget and based on scope. So I hope that after today, LTH opens the doors. LTH is able to have a lot of people come to partner, because this is something that has been done. You can see the impact, you can see our success stories, you can see the people, you can see the percentages. Over 16,000 people having to have passed through the system in the last 10 years. So this is a very commendable project, and I hope and I pray and I am very positive that after today we're going to see a lot of people come around to support the LTH initiative.
All right, you have been part of this program, of this initiative from the beginning. Can you share some of the success stories?
Well, you see, this issue of technology, it's something that people just look at it from their own perspective. It's very easy for me to pick my phone and then just go and check my WhatsApp. But for somebody that is visually impaired, just having to have access to a WhatsApp chat, it's a huge joy for that person. So I see that we take a lot of things for granted. Having to go through daily tasks, having to go through life, it's really a challenge for some people. So I will encourage everyone, for those that have not been able to see the documentary, please go find the Decade of Impact documentary from LTH and look at it and see the lives that have been impacted. And I bet you cannot but shed a tear like I did. Yeah.
What are you advising the private sector and partners to do concerning disability?
I will say look for a project that is sustainable. Look for a project that will touch lives, because true joy comes not from your amount of bank balance, the huge bank balance you have, but true joy comes from the lives you can genuinely impact. So whatever you're looking at from your NGO or CSR perspective, please take on projects that are truly impactful in the society.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Give a round of applause for the students of Sultan Maliki School. Kano, Nigeria, a special needs school. Please let's have a standing ovation for them. Let's please rise while they still get on the stage as they take center stage. Please let's clap for them. Media, we can have a bit of sound as well to support these amazing students that are now alumni of the Maliki School in Kano State, Nigeria. It is a beautiful time to be part of a great story where inclusion is not only used to diversify, but to make a difference, to impact, and to help those who have greater needs. Thank you all so much as we continue to appreciate the students. As you've seen in the documentary, it's not an easy task. They put their minds to it. They put their ideas together and ensured that they pulled through. Thank you to all the tools provided by Let's Talk Humanity Initiative. I present to you students of Maliki School in Kano, Nigeria, a special needs school that attends to give and empower ability rather than inability. Thank you all so much. Please, a round of applause as we present them and their cutting of the cake. Today is a beautiful day.
First of all, I'll say what inspires is waking up every day and seeing people in need around you, and realizing that if you are privileged enough to be educated, then you should be ambitious enough to want to transfer those skills that you have learned using tools to the next person and to those that are not as privileged as you are.
It's been 10 years of impacted lives, especially the lives of the disabilities. How has it been so far? What has been the challenges that you face?
Well, the major challenge will be the perception of the public. The public needs to change their perception on how they look at those that are living, those with disabilities, and those that are blind and those that are deaf. We need to be able to move the bar, as was said in the beginning of the event here.
Irrespective of whatever it is they have faced today, not only as a stage, but a testimony that being seen, heard, and included. Now I'd like to welcome on stage the founder and executive director of Let's Talk Humanity, Dr. Fatima Ganduje Ajimobi, the visionary, the woman that has dedicated 10 years and more to assure that these students are well taken care of. Please, let's keep the applauses going, because to reassure a team, not just for 4 years, but even 10 years, is a task that all non-governmental organizations look forward to. Thank you for dedicating your time and your efforts to ensure that these pupils can continue to be inclusive. Thank you all so much. All right, before we cut the cake, we would like to call on the father of Mrs. Fatima. We would like to call on the former governor of Kano State, Mr. Abdullahi Ganduje. Sir, please, you can rise to the center stage to please join them for the photograph. We would like to call on the former governor of Kano State, the current chairman of, the current chairman of the APC Forum, and also the current chairman of Nigerian Ports Authority in Nigeria. Please, round of applause for him as he takes center stage. Thank you. We'd also like to call on the husband of Mrs. Fatima. Sir, please, if you can please, of Mrs. Fatima. Sir, please, if you can please join the photographs as you give him a round of applause. Behind every great leader, there is some great support system. Thank you very much, sir, for making this possible. Please, media, can we have a bit of something that will fit this amazing moment? Please, we would like to have any of our dignitaries here to join us for this photograph. Please, the members of the family of Mrs. Fatima, please join us for a photograph. Chairwoman and CEO of Nigerians in Diaspora Commission. You are highly welcome, Honorable. And thank you to this beautiful family for making this possible here today. Thank you all for the members of Mrs. Fatima Ganduje Ajimobi. And we must thank and congratulate each student of the Tundi Maliki School in Kano State, Nigeria. Yes, all right, we are ready to cut the cake at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Congratulations, Tundi Maliki students here in Nigeria, in Kano State. What a beautiful moment to exhibit. Thank you all so much for making this possible. You may please take your seats. We would like to appreciate members of Let's Talk Humanity. We appreciate all the officials that made this possible. 10 years of impact, 10 years of one story. Inclusion in education. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. To the founder and ED, Executive Director of Let's Talk Humanity Initiative. A woman of purpose, a woman of vision, someone who knows what to do when the right funds are in her hands. She didn't only decide to do it alone, but she took on an entire community. Thank you, Mrs. Fatima. Your work and dedication does not go unnoticed. Today we celebrate 10 years, one story. 2015, it was established. Thank you so much. And once again, we appreciate every student from Tundu Maliki School in Kano State, Nigeria. All right, without further ado, let's please settle down. Settle down, thank you. We have witnessed so much today, and it has impacted us from the documentary that has just been seen to now our next. I would like to call on Honorable Dr. Abike for her goodwill message, please. Ma, please, let's have you on stage while we take your goodwill message. All right, thank you. Now that we are well settled, we would like to call on Honorable Dr. Abike Dabiri. She is the chairwoman and CEO of Nigerians in Diaspora Commission. Please, a round of applause for her as she takes center stage. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Your Excellency, former governor of Kano State, our chairman, let me just, DG Productivity Center, and most importantly, the founder, Let's Talk Humanity, and her husband. Can we appreciate this amazing couple? And representative of Kano State government, good afternoon. And to the students, honestly, it was very touching watching that documentary and seeing all of you. And as His Excellency was talking, I think this is something that the Governors Forum should take up, support. If we had this in every state, if we had somebody like you doing this everywhere, our society would be a better place to live in. Thank you for compassion. Thank you for kindness. Thank you for humanity. That's what makes the world go round. So thank you for all you do. You can count on my support. I'll tell every member of the diaspora that you're all looking for something to do. Let's talk humanity. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much to our chairwoman, Honorable Dr. Abike, chairwoman and CEO of Nigerians in Diaspora Commission. We are so grateful for your presence. As we still celebrate the students from Maliki Special Needs School in Kano State, Nigeria, we would like to call on Dr. Hadiza Maina, the SA to Women Affairs and National Coordinator of Nigeria. She's representing the Minister of Women Affairs. Please, can we have you, Dr. Hadiza Maina. Please, a round of applause for her as she steps toward the podium. 2 minutes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Your Excellency, sir, our father, Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje, the founder of this great initiative, Dr. Fatima Ganduje, ministers present, members of National Assembly present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to lean on the already established protocol. I'm here to represent my honorable, who is unavoidably absent. She's Minister of Women Affairs, to join you today in this epoch-making documentary screening, Seen, Heard, and Included, Technology as a Bridge for Inclusive Education and Empowerment. This title speaks directly to the heart of what we strive for in Federal Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development. We believe that technology is not a luxury, it is a lifeline. When used rightly, it ensures no one is left behind. No woman, no child, no vulnerable person is left unseen, unheard, or excluded from opportunities of digital age. Through initiatives like Happy Women Platform and Digital Harmony, we are already building bridges that connect millions of Nigerian women and vulnerables to education, finance, market, protection services. Today's screening reminds us that work is far from complete. It challenges us to ask, whose voices are still missing? Whose needs are still invisible? I commend Let's Talk Humanity initiative for bringing this documentary to life. Documentaries like these do not just inform, they move us to act. They show us faces, not statistics. They give stories, not slogan. And definitely, this will be translated. Let today's conversation translate into partnership, commitments, tangible steps towards inclusivity, education.
Well, in Kano State, you can hear from the documentary that was played how they themselves give testimony on how they are fully touched by the activity of Let's Talk Humanity and how they are able to teach others, having been taught themselves. They are now able to teach others. And for other states in Nigeria, what has been done in Kano, because there are people who live in other states, they went and impacted what they learned from our school into their respective states. So it has an effect on the states concerned. So that is the answer to the question you ask.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Please be seated. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين. Because of time, please permit me to maintain the existing protocol. But I have to thank the Executive Governor of Kano State for sending a powerful delegation. And also, I have to thank the honorable ministers, the Honorable Minister of Humanities, the State Minister, Federal Capital Territory, and also other honorable ministers who have sent their representatives to this important occasion. In particular, I have to appreciate my daughter. I have to appreciate her husband. I have to appreciate her senior sisters who are here, her senior brother who is here, and her junior brother who is here. But most importantly, I have to appreciate her mother, my wife, a professor, who is so concerned about the education of her children. This is unbelievable. From the northern part of this country, a woman who is so bothered, so concerned, well focused to leave a legacy and educate our children to this level, to the extent that their potentialities are exposed not only nationally, but internationally. Fatima, my daughter, since when you are an infant, when you are a toddler, I could see your capacity, your capability in you, and I'm so happy such capabilities and abilities have been unveiled by what you are doing at the moment. I have to thank you for that. You see, for the northern part of this country, people with special needs, people with disabilities, there are people who are relegated to the background. Seeing is believing. There's no doubt. That's why we have an array of beggars across the northern part of this country, day and night. Some sleep under bridges, some sleep at the roadsides. This is a sorry story. But looking at what we saw this afternoon, you can see that there is a silent revolution. If what we have seen could be adopted by our executive governors, by development partners, by various philanthropists, there is no doubt there will be a big change in our society. Yes, they are neglected because they are physically challenged. This has affected their psyche, motivation, and they cannot even think they are human beings like other human beings. But unveiling this kind of program, we are making them to be like any other human being in our society. Finally, I urge those in authority, I urge development partners so that we can make a great change, especially those physically challenged can stop begging. They can develop to the extent that they can even be employers of labor. They can develop to the extent that they can be genius in various fields of endeavors. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to thank you for coming. I hope you have something that can remain in your mind, and you can also contribute to effect a great change. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you so much.
That was the remark of His Excellency, former Governor of Kano State, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje and the founder and the father of the founder. His message reflects a strong emphasis on governance priorities, social responsibility, and inclusive development. In his address, he highlights the importance of strategic partners and called on development partners to intensify efforts in improving the lives of persons with physical challenge. A key part of his message stressed the need to move beyond dependence, encouraging empowerment-driven initiatives that enable individuals with disabilities to become self-reliant rather than reliant on begging.
Once again, if you can briefly join them for a photograph with the chairman of Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria. This is now the time for the family members to join them on stage for a photograph. Please, let's keep clapping as they join them on stage. Thank you all for making this moment possible. We would like to also call on the husband, as we've been saying all along, the great man behind the vision. Please, can we have you on stage, sir? Mr. Ajimobi, please join them on stage, sir. Please, let's have the special guests join them on stage. Thank you all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can we have Mr. Nasiru Aliku also join them on stage for a brief photograph? Please, let's keep clapping. Thank you, thank you. Today is a great moment. We have Mr. Amin Udako, please to join them on stage for this historic moment. Thank you all for ensuring that Mrs. Fatima, the founder and executive director of Let's Talk Humanity, has the support system. Please, can we have Dr. Hadiza Mena representing the Women of Ministry Affairs? Please come in, ma'am. Let's have a photograph with you. Thank you all so much for making our time to impact the journey. 10 years with Let's Talk Humanity initiative. Thank you all so much. Please, a round of applause for them as we take in this moment. Please, let's keep clapping. Thank you all so much. You may please have your seats. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. If you look into our agenda, we are nearly there. We are almost at the end of today's achievements. From the documentary screening to now where we are, it's time to hear from officials of Let's Talk Humanity initiative. It's about time we hear about what it is you have planned and what are the ideas you've had in place. What is new? Hopefully they will introduce to us something we've not heard before, but it's been coming, depending on diversification and not only inclusivity. We're going to call now on Dr. Taufik Olawoyin, a member of Let's Talk Humanity initiative, a great team member, and someone who has the vision down. Thank you all so much as we call on Dr. Taufik Olawoyin, who will ensure that he introduces something special. You are welcome, sir. Joining him here, we'll have Barrister Busaya. Please, ma'am, you can join him on stage. Thank you so much, Dr. Taufik.
Good day, everyone. All protocols duly observed. Today, I would like to introduce you to a new tech called SignSync. It's an AI-powered mobile platform designed to transform how sign language is learned, practiced, and applied across the country. In Nigeria today, we have an access crisis where over 6 to 10 million deaf or hard of hearing individuals lack access to structured sign language education. Less than 5% of them have access to formal learning, and most rely on YouTube to learn sign language. So what we are coming with is what we call SignSync. This platform is designed to create a comprehensive learning ecosystem. At its core, the platform uses an AI-powered motion capture technology that improves accuracy and hand movements. This transforms learning from passive watching to active learning. What makes SignSync truly impactful is its inclusivity. It serves multiple groups, learners and families seeking accessible education, teachers and interpreters needing structured resources, schools and NGOs promoting inclusive learning, and the deaf community striving for greater digital inclusion. Beyond learning, ScienceSync is designed as a communication ecosystem. It offers community features, peer practice spaces, educator tools, and offline capabilities, ensuring accessibility even in low connectivity areas across Nigeria. So our mission is simple: to make Nigerian Sign Language accessible, learnable, and celebrated for every Nigerian, whether deaf or hearing. Our vision is a country where no one is excluded from communication because of deafness. In essence, ScienceSync is not just a learning app. It's a step towards bridging communication gaps, empowering millions, and building a more inclusive Nigeria. Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon, quintessential ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for taking of your time to be with us here today and to hear of the impactful work that we've done in the past decade. We're deeply proud of the milestone and all that we have achieved in this timeline. But we are not gone. You know, we really want to go far, and that's exactly where you come in. You have heard the stories, you have seen the need, and so everyone seated here has a choice today. You can either walk out that door feeling moved, or you can become an active part of the solution. Your donations, your financial support, collaborations, and sponsorships to Let's Talk Humanity initiative will go a really long way in getting the resources to where they are needed. It will turn action, it will turn hope into action, and it will change the outcomes for good. If you're wondering, can one person really make a difference? Then we should look at our founder and we will find the answer. The answer is yes, right here, right now. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much to Dr. Taufik and Pastor. One thing about their combination, I like the two mixing. They have two different personalities. Thank you for introducing what we now know as ScienceSync. Without further ado, we would like to give the vote of thanks, and I'll be calling on no other personality than the principal of Tunde Maliki School in Kano, Nigeria, Mr. Shehu Saleh, the principal of Tunde Maliki School in Kano, Nigeria. At the start of the event, we heard from the Vice Principal, Mr. Ibrahim, and now we will get the vote of thanks from Mr. Shehu Saleh, the principal of Tunde Maliki School. Please a round of applause for him as he steps into the podium.
Thank you very much. A'udhu billahi samil alim minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Dignitaries and ladies and gentlemen, please, we are thanking the Fatima Ganduji. She make a remarkable establishment in our school. Both hearing and visual impaired, they learn how to use computer now, and we really appreciate and value what she did to our school. Thank you very much. Our father, he is here. We were really enjoy his tenure when I was a classroom teacher by that time. Thank you very much, Baba. May Almighty Allah grant you a Jannatul Firdaus. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shehu Saleh, the principal of Tunde Maliki School in Kano State, Nigeria. As you can see, we have come to the end of today's documentary and screening presented by Let's Talk Humanity Initiative. And with that, we'll take a closing prayer from Dr. Bala Rabingaya, Senior Special Advisor to Governor on Special Intervention. Please, sir, you may step to the podium. Can we please have a round of applause for Dr. Bala? A round of applause for him, please, to give the closing prayer.
Okay. Salut ala Nabi. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. الحمد لله.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bala. And that brings us to the end of today's documentary and screening by Let's Talk Humanity Initiative. And I must give a quote.
Technology is no longer a luxury, but a powerful bridge connecting the unheard, empowering the unseen, and ensuring that no learner is left behind. From innovation to impact, the journey towards inclusive education is already in motion, but it requires commitment from all of us. Government, educators, innovators, and communities must continue to work hand in hand to create systems that are not only smart but fair, not only advanced but accessible. I am Kike Lomo Okere. It's been a pleasure running the commentary from Greenfield Hotel in Abuja.
Inclusive education. Do your part and don't forget. Thank you all so much for joining us. We wish to see you soon. Let us know how we can connect and collaborate on our Instagram pages, LTH Initiative on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. The documentary will be out on all platforms. Stay tuned and stay impactful. Thank you all once again for being here. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you all for being here today. Seen, heard, and included is the theme with